Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Cities by Steven. You're talking to Steven. Welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time here, please hit that subscribe button, get that bell notification on too, so you don't miss out on a video. Welcome back to the channel where last time we were here, we did a live stream where we built some parks in and around the city, and I think that it turned out well. This is Oracle Valley that we're in today, and I hope you've been enjoying, heading back to Fort Prairie last week. This week we are in Oracle Valley, and next week because didn't have a Monday video, so this is a Friday video. So the next two are also going to be Oracle Valley because we might as well just stay here for 3 episodes, and then we'll head back to Fort Prairie. Now, in today's episode, we are going to be building up around the train station that is in the top of the city, I guess, of Port Roberts. And I'm really excited to do this because we have a lot planned for it. So it's going to be kind of like a filling in the gaps episode because I'm recording this before the new content that just came out. So I want to make sure that next week, when we're in Oracle Valley again, we have all that new content to build up. So we have 2 episodes where we can do that. So I am looking forward to it. Let's hop out and take a look at what we're going to be doing and what we did last time. All right, so here is the city. And we are going to be building kind of in this zone here, all the way out over to here, kind of filling in those blank spaces that are just kind of a little, this bothering me a little bit. We haven't filled that in yet. I think we should. That'll kind of complete the region before we, dive into some new content. But also kind of this pocket here is kind of in play. Now, last episode, we started building up this park here. It's a nature reserve. Along kind of the shores, and I think we're going to extend this as the city extends over here too, along this rocky shore. I think that would be really cool if we had this whole thing be like a nature reserve and like a big nature walk. And then we also did a park over here with the caves. So I think this is called Rosewood Caves or something along those lines, and it is really nice. We have a bit of a lookout into the caves. You can walk into them, and it kind of connects up this area down in here. Which is Oracle Bay with Fort Roberts, and then also up here in the market. So it's a nice little nature walk, that is for sure. So why are we doing this today, where we're going to be kind of filling in some gaps? When we originally built this rail station, it was mainly for the transit purposes. So this is going to be kind of like a transit-oriented development in this zone, some higher density, kind of like we have over here, just like a newer pocket of high density buildings. This train station is newer, so I think we can kind of play into that theme. But right along in here, it's a little awkward of a space, so I think a nice little trail / pedestrian walking path would do really, really nicely along here. What are we going to be doing on this side? Well, I don't think we're going to touch on this side today, but if we do, I guess we'll figure it out when we get there. So let's start right down in the main area here. Now I've already put a district. Holy cow, look at the people. That is fantastic. And I guess this really kind of leads us into our first point. We need another tram stop in here. We have so many people moving in and around here, but we only have one tram line, which is right here. And this tram line only goes to the downtown of Old Port Roberts. So it starts out over here. You can kind of see it flashing on screen. So it goes down past the market. It's a really nice tram line, past the caves, past City Hall, and then right down into Old Port Roberts, where you can then link up to this blue line, which runs to Oracle Bay. And then obviously there's a couple other bus lines that it connects to. But we already have the tram infrastructure in place to do a second line that kind of cuts that trip up if you're going to Oracle Bay. So we can still stop right here, but then we already have the tram infrastructure to go through the hill and then into Oracle Bay. So that's going to be a nice kind of simple line. So let's get that line in place. So we have a stop right here. We don't really need to worry about the transfer between these 2 lines too much, but we definitely should get a stop right on this side at least, so that people coming from this way can go downtown. So let's get that stop in here. All right, so we have Oracle Bay 2. So it's this green line here. And we have it running from Port Roberts Station through the hill. And then it shares the line through Oracle Bay, which the stops in Oracle Bay are going to get revised once we actually extend the trams to where they're supposed to go. We just have a temporary turnaround. And the reason why we're not building on Oracle Bay today is because Oracle Bay is a a town that is going to have a lot of medium density. And as I'm building this before the new content has come out, the Brooklyn and Queens DLC is something that I'm really, really looking forward to, particularly because the medium density in that DLC or content creator pack is just going to completely change how I build in this game. So Oracle Bay is going to be pretty much a lot of those buildings. We're probably even going to redo it at some point, just because it's going to look so great. And that's why we're not building it out in Oracle Bay, because I did say in the live stream we're going to do Oracle Bay next, just because it's kind of just been like the catch-all for all the industry, and we really need to build it up. So yes, we need to build it up, but next week. Okay, so we have those trams, and it's the same trams that the current blue line is on. Sorry, it's the same trams that the current blue Oracle Bay line is using. So it's going to look pretty cool when they're all beside each other. We've got the green line and the blue line. So, wrong direction. I was hoping they'd go this way. But it looks like they're all heading towards the train station, which is fine, you know. But it's the same as the blue trams over here. So yeah, we are also going to redo the waterfront in Oracle Bay once we get all that Queens and Brooklyn DLC stuff going. All right, so now we've helped these people get to where they need to go, if they're going to Oracle Bay. And now we can kind of figure out what we really want to do with this. So I already have a district in here, Port Roberts Station. I have the Industry of Forestry, just in case we want to get like one warehousey type building. We have the self-sufficient buildings, because I like the high density buildings for those. We have wall-to-wall offices. They're pretty unique little buildings, so if we need like one or two, I think they could stand out. And we have leisure, just in case we want like a bar out over here. So I think having that mix is going to really fill up the space, particularly because I'm going to get a few unique buildings in here. So there's one unique building that I'm eyeing from the Korea DLC. Yes, this one. The Chirps Thumbs Up Plaza, I think would look really, really neat right in this little pocket, seeing as this is kind of dead space. People can't really use it except to kind of walk through, wait for your tram, or waiting for your train or something like that. So I think we place this in here and it could look really cool. So we can turn it. I'm thinking this is probably the better spot for it in this direction. And I love assets that are just clean concrete, because you can really kind of move them around and fill it up with the Surface Painter mod, and it looks great no matter what. So I think that's pretty even. Yeah, there we go. So we can fill this up with Surface Painter, or we can detail it up. And I think on this side, I want to detail it up a little bit. And on the other side, we might just fill it up with concrete. Just because that's a pretty busy intersection. Like, look at this crosswalk right here. You then have to walk all the way around to get to the other side. So if this was just one big walking area, that would be a lot easier, right? So maybe we can do like a planter or something in the middle of that. But when I'm thinking about this, I'm thinking just some bushes. Why can't I find them? Here they are. These little flower bushes look fantastic. So we just place them around. We could do like a whole line, which could be cool. Okay, yeah, that's great. I really like the flowers. They hide a lot of the awkward edges of concrete. And, you know, they look nice too. I mean, flowers are great, especially when you're walking along a path. So we're going to fill this up with concrete. A lot easier to walk around. We have a bit of an awkward situation right here. Let's see if there's a clean line we can find. No, not really. Okay. So I'm just taking a break from this because we might as well just figure out what we're going to do with this area before we figure out the concrete. But holy cow, look at the people. This is fantastic. Like genuinely, that's amazing that people are using these trams. Looks like the red one is the most popular, but that makes sense. Okay, but yeah, look at this. Look at this plaza. It is very nice, but we need just a bit more detailing in here. And I think the flower beds from the Park Life DLC is just the perfect situation to have, or perfect item to have right here. So we'll try and line this up perfectly. We'll try to get 2 in. So let's try and probably get this lined up with that other flower bed or bushes planter, I guess. And we can just try and line them up like that. And that should be cool enough. All right, both red, perfect. And yeah, great little kind of plaza entrance. But what are we going to be doing with this area here? Well, there's a lot we could do, right? We already said that we have leisure. Like, I could see this being like a cool little bar area. But there was one other unique building that I was eyeing, which would be pretty interesting to do. It also includes some other new content, and that is the Ego City Market. It fits really nicely in here. It's a marketplace. That's pretty cool. It's a bit of a, it's an area with a lot of foot traffic. So this building could definitely see some foot traffic. And I think it's pretty neat. So we could place it right up like that, or we could place it, then move it, because we turn zoning off of Dipsy Doodle Street, or Dipsy Doodle Highway. And we can place it kind of just like this. And then look at that. The building has a back entrance with some picnic tables and stuff. So I think that's really, really cool. And we should totally use this here. I like the clock as well. It's pretty cool. It's kind of train station reminds me of a bit of a train station. Maybe was at one point included with the train station. Oh, hey, look at that. The nature reserve that we did in the live stream just leveled up to level 3. That is amazing. We got the watchtowers. Those are really, really cool. But yeah, I like this building here. It kind of is a bit different. It does hide the train station a little bit though, from the skyline. But if you're coming down the street here, I guess no matter what, we're going to be hiding the train station a little bit. But would this building be better somewhere else? Except for, not in that area. Would it be better over on this side? I mean, that's pretty cool. I like it over there. It brings a bit of height over onto this side. We still get the same concept right through here. Maybe we could play it in with a bit of... Holy cow, look at the people. That's amazing. Maybe we could play up with a few like restaurants or something along this side. That could be neat. I definitely like this building, and I want to include it in this area. Because it looks like a train station, though, I'm conflicted because we could use it as a train station down the line. So I don't want to use up our opportunity, but there's not going to be many train stations in this series. But I highly encourage you to try and use this building as a train station in your cities. Oh, it could be cool metro. Oh, no. Oh, no. Okay. Metros would be really cool in here. You place like right next to it or something like that. It could be like your central station. Oh my goodness. I can't do it. We're not going to do this. We're not going to do it. That's too good of an idea. Let's figure out another unique building to place in here. All right, I think our best bet is to probably just go with one of these buildings. And look at this, the Lazarette Plaza fits perfectly. And I think this is probably the best option here. Let's turn it around like this, so it's a bit more included in the street. And, this has kind of become like a bit of a monument area anyways. So like with this building, it's a bit of a transitional space. So you need the open space for that. And look at this. We've kind of created a bit of some green space here with a clean straight line. So I think we can clean this up a little bit better. Yeah, very nice. And I don't mind the green space at all, but I do think we need a tree, and we'll use the same tree as we did over here. So that can just go right in that corner. And yeah, Lazarette Plaza looks fantastic. Just the open space in general just looks good, but we should totally add in some more of those planters. This will, again, tie in this whole area together. So let's grab this planter, and look at that. It fits perfectly right here. Let's just detail up Lazarette Plaza a little bit. All right, very, very nice. I enjoy that a lot. I think just those flowers look great, actually. Actually, I think it's probably too many. So let's take out these two on both sides. All right. Yeah, that looks great. Maybe no. I think we're good. I think we've established that this looks good enough. But now let's add in a few other buildings. So what other items do we kind of have going on through here? And I think it's time to get some condos in through this zone. So this spot here looks pretty good for some transit-oriented development. It doesn't back onto Dipsy Doodle Parkway, so I think we can get some nice, just big condos through here. I don't think we really even need to worry too much about what's going in those spaces. But while those come in, there is another building that I want to get in this general area, and that is from the Modern Japan pack. And it's this building, the District Office Building. So I was thinking, probably need some height over here. We need some office space, but it's got to look a little different. And I thought that this area right in here, first of all, fits this building perfectly. But two, maybe this is like part of the police headquarters we have over here or something like that. So this building leaves a bit of space over here, but the way it kind of fits is we could probably just pull this back into this zone a little bit, and it looks great. Yeah, look at that. Okay, so we can just fill in this little bit with concrete. And wow, fantastic. So I think what we need to finish this building is like a big parking lot, right? So I think we have a couple that we can use. They're over here. And let's use a big one. So let's maybe make it 4 wide, but let's make it, pretty long. Maybe a 4x10. Is it too big, 4x10? Oh, 4x10 is perfect. Okay. Okay, very, very good. Just that large parking lot with this building looks great and very realistic as well. But then that leaves so much space over here. Now, this is kind of like a light industry kind of zone. So that's why I put on the forestry industry kind of stuff. But I could definitely see us getting a few condos in here, some rezoned areas. Some like maybe this was industry in the past and they've since been able to rezone it because this pocket right in here in particular is very, very important to the city because it's so close to all the transit options, right? So let's get a simple little road piece in through here. Now let's make sure that this one has parking. And I think we could probably put it right here. And or should we line it up with this road here and plop this down right there? And then this is kind of a part of whatever street this is, which is maybe First Street or something like that. A continuation of First Street at least. So there we go. And then we can either keep this industry road, or we can change it. And I think I'm going to change it to this one, the road with the road with no parking. I think that looks good. It still kind of gets the idea across for the office building over here. So this is already a part of the zone that we want it to be. Let's turn off zoning from this road so we have some clean marks. Some clean grids, and then we just turn that off right there. And look at this. We have some nice, clean residential zone. Actually, over on this side, I don't think we need that. I think some office could look really neat. We have a ton of industry, and this is going to be wall to wall. So this will kind of still go with the idea that this is redeveloped land. So this is Brittany Street, apparently, which is actually First Street. Okay. So let's just make sure that we have that all the way through. And then this also has to be First Street then. All right, so as these buildings come in, it'll kind of tell us how we're going to develop this area. This little pocket behind here, should we add in other parking spaces behind here? Or is that enough? And are we going to need to make it a park or something like that? Okay, so those are the same buildings. And does that eat up all the space? It does. Okay, so we're going to go into find it here because I think that's going to help us figure things out. So we are using the office wall to wall, and we have 4x4 right here. So let's delete both of these then. All right, so I'm done waiting, and it's not really coming in the way I wanted it to, but these two buildings look great together. Looks like it's the same. There, whoa, holy cow! Looks like it's the same developer, which is really neat. I like when they mirror each other, particularly like this building. That building looks. Those buildings look really, really cool like that. So I think this is gonna really spruce up the area. But I guess we can add parking right through here. But since this area's, it's already got parking, I think maybe we can spruce it up a little differently. So I think we're gonna run a fence. We're gonna run the same type of fence. No. Let's go with the farm fence. I like that fence for this situation. We're gonna go right from this corner here, and with a straight road here, and then just go right to the edge of the parking space. And we're gonna redo the same thing right through here. But then we're just gonna stick it out a little bit farther because I don't want people actually coming in this direction. That is, the idea is that they come from this street into here. So I thought that would look nice. And you know what? This building looks cool. Let's keep this one. All right. So now these two buildings look great together. I like the front right here, the windows, because if you're looking into kind of the city here, that's really cool. Maybe like some like tech company owns this street along First Street. All right, so what can we add in through here? So this is a really small space, right? What can you do with such a small space? Honestly, just like these detailed paths work fantastically. So let's grab the zoo path with decorations. And we're just going to bring this one right through here like that, leaving the gap for the trees. Looks great. We can change up the tree to something that's a bit more realistic, like this one. Okay, very nice. So now when you're looking at this building, it's got the benches that the workers can eat at. And we do have the garbage over here, but the garbage truck can't come through that direction. However, this path in particular works great because it hides concrete lines. So we can bring the concrete in certain areas into here, kind of help the look out a little bit. All right, and then we have this office front right here along these windows. So I think nothing works better here than just a bit of landscaping. Fantastic. Those buildings look great together, don't they? So again, on this side, I think we should do the same thing. This repetition kind of shows that it was built at the same time, but also, it's realistic to see, building areas get developed the same way. So we can bring this one right through here, and then this one we can bring right to the edge as well, just like that. And then we have a tree right here. We should move this one over a little bit because we're just going to replace the same tree again to kind of show that this was the same developer and whatnot. All right, so yeah, that looks fantastic, but we do need to add a bit of concrete, unfortunately. Actually, right here, I think we should try and split the node or add a node right in the middle here of this, because if we can get half of this to have trees and half of it not to have trees, I think that would be amazing. Just because this half should really have trees. This half, I think it's going to look better if we just concrete the whole thing up. So let's go to our paths here. Zoo path, which is the best path in the game, in case you were wondering, for no particular reason, other than it's my favorite. And there we go. Now we can concrete this whole area up, and it's going to look a lot nicer. All right, so this area looks great. I really, really like how it looks from a distance. You can kind of see that this is more modern development, particularly when you're looking at it from these pockets of high density here, and here, because you can kind of just see from the city's skyline that there is transit here, because why else would there be these tall buildings, particularly this monstrosity here? So let's get rid of this one and this one. We'll let those two come in again. But they also look really cool along the skyline here. I think this is really neat. I really enjoy this. All right, so we've used our industry. We've used our residential. Now it's time to use some commercial. So we have a bit of a awkward area here. I don't think anyone would really want to live along this train line, but it would be a cool spot for some bars, wouldn't it? I think it's the high density commercial that has some pretty neat buildings. Let's see if we can get this to look nice. And as these come in, right along here is a great spot for a bit of an entrance for a path. If we have a path that kind of runs along this area through here, that'd be really cool. However, there is another street that I want to bring in here. So this is like 8th Street or something like that. Might actually be 8th Street. Let's see. Oh, it is. Wow. Okay. Surprised actually that I was right. I think we should bring this one in a little, in through here a little bit. I think that would be worthwhile because I think we could get like one industry-ish building or residential. Either one I'm cool with. Just right through here. So, whoa, that node looks horrible. Let's make it better. So this one really needs to back up. Then this one needs to swing out as well. However, there's a node blocking it, it seems. So let's get rid of it. Emerson Street? No. This is Dipsy Doodle Parkway. Because it Dipsy Doodles through the city. And it looks like we lost Dipsy Doodle Parkway along the way a little bit over here. So if we bring it right through here, it should... Yeah, there we go. And Dipsy Doodle Parkway goes right through Oracle Bay too, and might even continue in another fashion along the other side. Sweet. Okay. Yeah, I don't think we need this right here. So let's take that out. And we can remove that right there. And let's see what these look like. Okay, maybe not. Maybe not those ones. Let's let the rest of them come in. Maybe we can kind of do something like this. See if anything pops up along those lines. So 4x3, 4x4, 3x3. We'll see what kind of happens. Let's remove zoning through here. And okay, I think we could get a nice condo along here, just like that. And maybe we could get another one. We'll save this spot for the path through here, but maybe we could get 2 smaller condos through here, something like that. We'll see if that works out. Then I don't think we're going to get anything along Tyler Street. No, this is 10th Street. My goodness. Let's bring this one right through. Just because this is going to be quite the busy spot, I believe. Quite the busy road. Probably going to upgrade it a little bit. So we're probably going to go underneath here with our path or something like that. So yeah, I think this will work out. We'll let the rest of this come in. Let's try and do some low density. Let's see what happens here. All right, so it is time to get a path now. So we need to go into our park system, and we're going to make this whole area a park. All right, yeah, so this is fantastic, these buildings here. I like these. This works out great. We'll keep these. They're not too tall, so I think that works out. Okay, let's see these ones now. All right, so we got some sort of restaurant. Okay, I like that. Let's keep that. What's this one over here? Another smaller restaurant? Okay, yeah. Why don't we just keep some of these restaurants? That's cool with me. A bowling alley. Hey, that's pretty cool. And then a really tall building. I don't think this one's going to fit the aesthetic we have going on. And then another restaurant through here, and then another one. Okay, let's try and keep these restaurants together. And why don't we do that? Oh, no. Let's put that back there. Let's see what this building was going to be, because maybe that was the perfect building. You never know. But I think these restaurants here would work great. We are going to get some noise complaints from these buildings, but we're just going to have to deal with it because it's realistic to have condos here. I don't think the people living here would actually mind the restaurants in this area. So, yeah, let's keep these ones. They look great. Okay, very cool little mix here. Now we have this space. Let's try to make it a bit of a park. I would imagine that this should probably be the main entrance. I don't think this is going to be the kind of park that has parking If it was going to have parking, I guess it would be right off of here. So you know what? Why don't we do that? And that means we're going to be using the main entrance for the park that has the parking lot. And we're going to be calling this one... we'll just call it the rail paths for now, but if you have a name suggestion in the comments for this kind of park, let me know. So let's go into here and grab the main gate for the city park, which has parking. We're just going to plop it right here, and then we're just going to adjust so that it looks like you just drive right up 10th Street. That's, oh my goodness, it's Morgan Street now. Or is this 12th Street? I don't know. I've lost track of where we are. Just something like that I think would be really neat. Yeah, just so it's lined up perfectly. All right, and what street is it? It's 12th Street, okay. There we go. Got to do a bit of an audit on the street names, apparently. Oh, there's a little bit of green space here. We should probably try and fill in. Awesome, okay, so we got the main parking lot over there. Now let's get some of these side gates. So park side gate, not in park area. All right, so we have that park through there. We're gonna use just the basic park path. Or yeah, why not? Let's use the one with trees, why not? And we're gonna go with the freeform. And this one is going to be a little unique. It's going to connect up with this road, but just along the side here. So let's just place a node right here. And then we're gonna go to normal path. And we're just going to bypass it with a straight line, just like this. Okay, very cool. And let's actually make it so that there's a node right here, so that it's at the same height as that. There we go. And then we'll just continue past this area a little bit more with our plane path, just like that. Let's make sure that there's not that awkward node. So let's bring it over like that with move it. And then we'll go back to our tree line path. We're going to swing. Actually, I think we're probably going to go down low. Side the rail, underneath here. I think that'd be cool. So let's go with the tree line path and then back to the non-tree lined path. Just like that. There we go. And then now let's kind of clean this up a little bit and protect ourselves from the rail with a fence. All right, so the paths are pretty much connected up now. We just have a few things we need to do with this park to kind of level it up. So we got the My goodness. What happened? This is why you can't pay attention to things for too long in this game. Oh my gosh. Holy moly. Okay, so what do you do? Well, you can add more cemeteries in, or if you have mods, you can select your cemeteries and then just reset them. And this should work out. We also have a destroyed building over here. I think you can do the same thing. Select it and then just reset it. There you go. And holy cow, our cemetery workers are going to have to do a lot of work. My goodness. Okay, there's another one over here. I'm just going to reset this one too. And I think that's all the cemeteries we have in this city. I believe we actually unlocked crematoriums recently. So if we go to there, death care. Yeah, okay. So, I missed this one. Okay. So we can select this one and reset the object. Okay, well, they're going to be going on a mission. My goodness. All right, so what do we need to add into this area? Well, we need to add in some park assets to help, boost the, how nice the park is. And, well, we've already have enough entertainment level, so that's great. We just need enough people, but we barely have enough. So if we want to get this to level 3, we're going to need to add in a few items. So honestly, in this kind of park, I don't like to add too much, but a gazebo here or there, especially on these kind of like intersections, look wonderful. Just a little bit of a rest spot, So just something like that. And then over here, I don't think we would need anything. Though I could see us getting a gazebo right in this little pocket. Okay, very good. Should we get a playground at all? Is this that kind of park to have a playground in it? Maybe behind the residential area here. Yeah, you know what? That's a great idea. We'll have a little playground right there. That works out nicely. And then we'll have another gazebo right here. So let's now kind of add in some vegetation just to kind of spruce up the look a little bit. So kind of like in these awkward little spots, kind of some vegetation showing that maybe this hasn't been mowed in a little while. Goes a long way into kind of telling a story. So I like this particular piece. It looks really good, but there's another one right in here, which I think is really small. Yeah, so I can kind of fill up the little tiny spots as well. It also helps to hide some concrete too, if that's something you're looking for. All right, so we're looking good now. Hopefully, yeah, we're doing good now. That was a little awkward. Okay, so there we go. Looking real nice through here. I really, really enjoyed the look of this zone. Plus with this dog park here as well along Robin Lane, that works out really nicely, kind of tying in the space together. Just a bit of a nature walk. You don't really need much sometimes. And look at that value that just skyrocketed. So rail paths is probably going to get to level 3. If we decide to do the same thing on the other side, then we can probably get it to level 4, maybe even a level 5 park. We will see. But what is next? So with the beginning of this episode, we started off with the trams. We then built up around it and then did the park. So there's just a few more spots over here and here that need to be kind of filled in before we move on next week to the new stuff. What else was there? I think I wanted to get a bus line in actually as well to kind of fill up a gap in our transit. And if we go to this view, we have a bus stop here, our bus road. So that is a great option to have. So we can get a line right there. And let's kind of find out what is kind of missing here. It looks like we're missing a good bus line that runs right down through this industry area and then maybe continuing in this direction. And then we have a tram that goes down. We don't have one that goes across here. We also are kind of missing one that connects up in the middle here, or maybe goes across. But perhaps we have a bus stop that goes from here over into this direction too. But let's get one that kind of runs right along Dipsy Doodle Parkway. So we have a stop here. I guess we can get a stop right here. That is fine. And then we'll get another one right in this zone here, maybe a bit closer to the intersection. All right, so Dipsy Doodle Bus already has some passengers waiting, which is great. And my goodness, I am loving the look of this area here. Yeah, we'll come back and we'll do some detailing later on. I might do it off camera just to kind of get the last little spots. And this building is leveled up. That's okay because I like the last one, but this one still works. So we can keep this building here. Okay, I thought I made that one historical, but I guess not, so that's okay. All right. So moving on, we're gonna now touch on this space here. Now this is in the hill, it's a bit awkward, but this terrain in particular is not that hilly. So what should we do next? Well, if we go to our education tab, while our elementary schools are doing pretty good, we're in the yellow, which is fine. We definitely need some more elementary schools, particularly in Oracle Bay, but that's going to come. We definitely need a new high school. We only have one high school right in the red pretty deep. So I think we could get a little high school right in here. It's a tough spot because of the traffic, but we could say it's an older high school. But I think a high school here could work out nicely just in this little pocket. It kind of hits up this whole market residential area. But then over here, I think we can just make it into a park. It's on a hill, and those are, very useful tools to kind of have on these terrain changes. It's really tricky to build stuff on hills. Now, I know we did this industry building over here, but maybe this was a plateau, and we just kind of added onto it. But I really like this building here. But yeah, high school, I think this could work out nice. We have some terrain, we have some transit through here, which is nice, which is why when we added in the tram stuff, we put one out over here. We have a bus stop here and over here. Maybe we could move one over onto this section, but yeah, I think this is probably a good spot for a high school. Now we need to have a entry point, right? So I'm looking at this node right here along Adams Avenue, which I don't believe is the real name. Oh, it is. Okay. Along Adams Avenue here as kind of like our main entrance into the high school itself. But should we have it kind of come through and then leave along Dipsy Doodle? That could be a good idea. It will help disperse the traffic, so it could be like a one-way road in and out. Yeah, because I definitely don't want first of all, I don't want the node here to have a traffic light along Dipsy Doodle if we do that. But I guess that makes the most sense. We could have a light here. I don't really mind in that case. But let's get a one-way road, no parking. And we'll just come out over into this direction. We'll turn on our guidelines again. Just like that. And then down like so. So we're going to need to do some traffic manager stuff. And you know what? I actually think we should upgrade this road now. So this road should be a full 6-lane road. So I think we could even have some trees along it and stuff like that. That would be cool. So we'll just use this one. Or is there one with them where the trees are in the middle? There is. Okay, let's do this one. All right, so I'm going to go with this one. Now, this is a high school that I don't use a lot, particularly because it's just so small. Now, it has the same stats as the larger high school that we have over here, which is really nice. I think this is a classic North American high school. This one does look like a smaller high school. Now, I've seen these, but in this kind of style before, but I think we can get this to still kind of work with the theme and whatnot. Um, I almost want to put two together or something like that to make it look a little bit bigger. That could be actually really neat to do, having two of these together. So let's see if we can do that actually. See what it kind of looks like if we decide to do that. So if we put them together like this, it just looks silly. But if we back them together, how does that look? I've never done this before. Kind of messing around on the fly here. So let's see. We are over top of this building now. If we bring it together like this, so that those are perfectly attached. Might need to go a little bit farther so that this part is together as well. How does this look? Let's exit out of here and go into this view. No, that does look more realistic to a larger high school, but can we get it to kind of work here? I mean, I really like this portion of it. I think that's looks really. It actually looks really good. Like the buildings fuse together really well. Let's try this out because I don't see us having another high school on this side of Oracle Bay. I can see us getting one maybe on this side. Then our other high school we could probably get over here. So if there's ever a place to get a high school, this is the one. So let's see if we can make this work because this is pretty neat. All right, so I removed the parking spaces with the BOB mod, and you know what? I think this looks really cool on this kind of hill, because removing the parking spaces gives us a bit more space to play with along here, and yeah, I think this looks really, really cool. Yeah, okay, I think we found it. I like the brick building. It kind of plays in an older kind of theme too in the area. But let's get this fitting perfectly, and then we need parking. And then off of the parking, we can get like a sports field. I think only one in this case. So yeah. All right, so we got a bit of parking in here. I like using this one every now and then besides the ploppable parking lots. But let's see if we can get any sports field item, like any type of field that the students could use to have some sports activities in their area. Yeah, just in general, really. So I don't think a baseball field would really work. Pretty tight in here. Soccer again is pretty. We're squeezing things in if we decide to do that route. So I wonder if we get to go to a bit of an autosave. And sorry about that cut there, but my game froze and we lost a lot of progress. Unfortunately, I don't have the time to redo all of it today, but it will be there in the final screenshot. So I rebuilt what we were doing here. But we lost the park, so I'll redo that in a little bit because you already saw that. So let's just pick up where we left off today. Oh, and I missed these trees here. So I really, really like this high school idea. I think it's really cool. But we got to find the right sports field to go in here. All right, so I think the soccer field is the best one for the job here. So let's just try and figure out the best placement of it in relation to what we got going on. And it's probably something like that. Maybe we can bring it a little bit more forward. Let's see. So we are on a hill, so we gotta make sure that we play with that in mind. We could bring it all the way over to here. Probably spin it around the other direction. So we actually have road access. We could do something like that, but yeah, I don't think so because the corners are a little off, aren't they? So let's stick with plan 1 and try and get it to work alongside the parking lot. Just like some sort of sports field, just so that the students have some sort of field to do gym class in and whatnot, right? So I think something like this could work. Right, so I think this is pretty much the best we can get it to be, at least for right now. But I think this works out just fine. So now we need to kind of detail up this area, and I think we're probably our best bet is to get some paths through here, some concrete paths. But we got to make sure that the concrete through this area looks nice. It looks like we're on the perfect angle here, which is great. Oh, not right there because of that tree. Yeah, this is gonna be fantastic. So let's get a couple paths. And I think if we just grab like one of these paths, which can hide the edge of the concrete, as we know, we can plop this one right here, bring this up like that. And, oh, I was hoping that it would connect up with this concrete path here. But if we do that, it looks like it should be able to. Okay, nice. And then we could even just continue this concrete connection from the node here over like that to this side, and then that works out wonderfully. All right, so that works out great. We've been able to hide the concrete as well, which was kind of the main hope from that. So if we can bring this one down a little bit more, it would work out better. Yeah, that looks good. And then let's use just our basic path, and then we can, on ground level, please. Connect up here as well. I think that was good the way we had it before. And we're gonna need some sort of fence through here. And we do have a ball fence, which we can use. This is from the workshop. Yeah, right here. So I think in this case, it would work out well to have. We can try and get it right alongside this post. Yeah, that looks good. Looks like the tree's growing through it. That's okay. We can bring this one right out to there. Let's actually remove one just like that. Yeah, right to there. And maybe we can get one other one on an angle here. No, we're not going to be able to. So maybe we can use move it and just shift things over a little bit. All right, so I think just on that one side is probably good enough. I do think we should concrete up this whole area here. And now I think it's just some detailing and then this little zone in here. Now this is a little awkward of a spot, right? It's just kind of a little bit of a turnaround in front of the high school. Maybe we can kind of just get like a plaza in here. Now that could be cool. I don't think any of the unique plazas would fit in this zone. It's a little, that's a bit awkward to put in front of a high school. Yeah, this one won't fit. We just use Lazarette Plaza, even though it's not showing up. Yeah, okay, so I don't think we have any unique plazas that can work, but it doesn't mean we can't use a park plaza. So we could use this one, that does fit. This one might fit a little bit nicer. It won't. So let's try this one out. All right, so this is looking good. A nice little area out front of this high school. And you know what? I'm actually curious to see how many people are already using this high school. 694, and then this one. Oh my gosh. So it was a good idea that we put 2 high schools in here, it seems. So that's great to see. Just a bit of extra trees in here. It's a good idea. Helps fill in space. Oh, and then maybe right in this zone too. But we'll come back and do that another time. All right, so just a few more trees in this kind of zone, I think, and we are probably good to move on to the last item on the agenda today, which will be this little park zone in here. All right, so yeah, this high school is looking good. I rather enjoy it, to be honest. I think this looks cool. My biggest gripe with this building asset is just that it's so small. So putting them together in this situation works out great. All right, so we have a few options here on what we can do. This is a pretty large area. So we could include some sort of building, but if we look at the terrain, it's pretty much just a slope down the entire way. So I think this is the best spot for a park. And we could go with another named park, or we can kind of just use some of these assets here. So this is a large park asset, which we don't really get to use that often. So that's what I really want to do, is I want to use this large park asset. We could ever rotate it. There we go. Can I get it something like this? That would be cool. But this is actually giving me an idea here. Go into our unique buildings. We have the bird and bee haven. Now I wonder if this would be something that would be good to have. You know, in the middle of the city, it's nice to have a spot for bees, because bees are so beneficial to your the health of the climate in your area. So I think if we can get this to work, that'd be really, really cool. All right, so I think this adds a lot of nature to the area too, which is fantastic. I do really, really enjoy how this all kind of flows together. Particularly, it's nice to have a bird and bee haven in the downtown core, especially with near all this industry area. Now, there is this one last little corridor, little spot in here, but we will save that. You know what? Let's do it. Let's do it. Quickly, we're just going to replace this with a larger water tower. All right, very nice. Kind of hides it for it being in such a centralized location, right? So I think we're just going to add the rest of this to be some sort of commercial, I would imagine. We have a ton of commercial demand. So let's do that. We'll get commercial right up to there. Actually, let's leave a space right through there. Let's maybe make a bit of a path behind here. So then that means that we can only go about here, and then a smaller building. Maybe something, no, just like that. All right, very nice. And I think that helped tie in the area together. But I really, really enjoyed this build, folks. So we're just gonna hide what happened over here. I'll just redo that right after we're done here. But I believe we can probably show it off like this, and it still will kind of encapsulate what we did in the episode. So I hope you had a wonderful day, folks. Well, let's actually get some of the skyline in here. Talk to you soon. Peace out.